We're going to do a couple laps with Andrew's video, his YouTube video, which is absolutely fantastic around the track. And then we're going to slow it down, and I'm going to point out some things that you can add to your track map that will make a lot of sense, and you'll be able to digest it. So we're going to play this video through, and then we're going to rewind it, and I'm going to do some start and stop so that you can make some notes on your track map. Here we go.
Alrighty, folks. Make sure I got my mirrors adjusted. We're here at Barber Motorsports Park with Chin Track Days in the Corsa Crew Cayman GTS. We're on some 200 treadwear Hankook RS4s. And the lovely folks at Chin Track Days are just absolutely awesome to work with. Thanks to Mark and Maria and everything they do for our industry. We're going to do a narrated lap here at Barber Motorsports Park. My name's Andrew Rains. I'm with Apex Pro. Done some professional racing, do a lot of coaching and instructing, and I'm going to show you guys how I like to get around Barber Motorsports Park. Wait for Walter. There we go. We'll go into Sport Plus mode here. And we're going to be looking to the right as we join. This is our blend line on the right side here. Checking mirrors, looking over my shoulder. And we're clear. I'm looking for my apex on the right here. This is turn 2 and 3. We enter just after the apex of turn 1.
By the way, I'm looking at the, even though it's jiggling, I'm looking at the lower video because the exposure is much easier to see. And yes, it's jiggling, but you can watch it, especially on a big screen. It's really good. So the lower screen.
I'm going to use all the track on the exit, aim towards the tower. See that tower right there? I'm going to give a little left foot tap on the brake pedal, make sure somebody's home. And hard brakes at the 3 board. Maybe a little bit different depending on what kind of car you're in, but if you're in the Corsa Crew Cayman, that's probably a really good marker. Maybe a little sooner to start and work up to it. Second gear in the PDK, up to 3rd. Got my Apex Pro working on the dash here, my lap timer running. Carrying good entry speed here, that's turn 7. Here I'm going to turn my head, this is turn 9, look under the bridge. Look all the way to the left side of the track here. Use all the track on the exit. Up to 4th gear here. Inch perfect, touch the white line, back to full throttle. Using all the track. Again, about the 3 board or so. Gonna breathe on the brake pedal, not too hard. Releasing as I turn. Gonna give a point by here over the roof to point somebody by on the inside. Give him plenty of space and tuck in behind. Tiptoe on the brake pedal here. Down to 2nd here in the PDK car. This is turn 15. Right on the apex. Get all the way track right. Lift, turn. No brakes in that corner. No brakes. Just a lift off the throttle to set the weight. Hard on the throttle, using all the track on the exit. And that's a lap of Barber. This is going to be a full lap here, turn 1. I'm turning my head to the left. Apex is going to be right there on the left side of the track. Big curve there. I don't really like to use that curve. This is turn 2. We're looking for the apex of 3 right here. That's about where you want to put the car. You don't want to let it get too wide there. Looking for the tower. 3rd gear. Up to 4th. Going to be track right here. Hard brakes around the 3 board. Again, down to 2nd. Watch my head here. Turn, look past the A-pillar. Left side tires on the white paint line. Using all the track on the exit. Up to 4th gear again. This is turn 7, the first bridge. Turn 7, we call this the museum complex. Not a super hard brake, a little bit lighter brake, releasing brake as we turn. And then hard brake down the hill. Used a little bit of that curve, not a ton of it. Hard on the throttle, 2nd gear again here. Use all the track on the exit. Checking mirrors. This is the fastest corner on the track. The kink, lift, turn, and stabilize the car with throttle. Throttle, 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 throttle. Use all track on the left. 4th gear, deep breath. Fun part of the track here. Breathe on the brake, not too hard. Release as we turn, release as we turn. Down to 3rd gear at the base. A little bit of curve on the right. Aiming to the tree line. Lift and turn here. That's turn 14. No brakes, just a lift. And brakes here for turn 15. Release the brake. All green on the Apex Pro. Green is good. Red means there's more grip to be used. Still in second here on the PDK. Up to third on the exit. Good lap. Let's go for one more. Got some traffic behind us here. Brakes going into turn one and releasing as we turn. Should feel the car wiggle a little bit there. That's okay. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Don't let the car get too wide here. Don't let it get too wide. And throttle, 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 throttle. A little PSM intervention there. Wide open throttle. Point towards the tower. Up to fourth. Get ready for hard brake into turn five. Hard brake into turn five. A little bit of ABS is okay here, but you don't want to be living on that ABS. Should feel a little bit. Wide open throttle, one smooth motion of throttle application there. Smooth motion of throttle application. Softer brake right here into turn 7. And releasing as we turn, releasing as we turn. And again, down to second gear. And get out of the corner, get out of there, eyes up the track. Look all the way up for a turn into the S's here. Turn into the kink. And lift, let the nose bite, and back on the throttle to stabilize the car. Should feel nice and good on the throttle. This is a 90 mile an hour plus corner. Need throttle to stabilize the car there. Not too hard on the brakes here. Use the curve on the right, point towards the trees. And lift and turn here. And on the brakes, not too hard. Release the brake to help the car turn. Back on the power as we exit. Release and go, 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 go. And that's a lap of Barber Motorsports Park.
Okay, super great lap. You want to, Kevin, this is for you. You're going to do some iRacing, so I thought I'd make this video for you. But anybody else who's watching, grab a track map. I'll include a link in this YouTube below for the track map I would suggest to use. It's Ross Bentley's. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do some start and stopping and a little bit of playing, a little rewind. So grab your track map and a pen or pencil and be ready to take some notes. The purpose of this video is to allow you to arrive at the track and drive it very well your very first session.
They do for our industry. We're going to do a narrated lap here at Barber Motorsports Park.
You can see the bridge right here, and that is a bridge that I'll point out in a little bit.
My name's Andrew Rains. I'm with Apex Pro. Done some professional racing, do a lot of coaching and instructing, and I'm going to show you guys how I like to get around Barber Motorsports Park.
Take a look at the map in the lower right where the blue icon is, frequently referring to this track map in the lower right next to the speedometer that says 1 mile an hour will help you greatly when we do this video. And by the way, I'm looking at the primarily I'm looking at the lower half of the screen, and every once in a while I'll refer to the top of the screen because Andrew's got his head turned or he's got a lot of wheel input. But for the most part, 90% of the video I'm looking at the lower half of the screen.
Wait for Walter. There we go. We'll go into Sport Plus mode here. And we're going to...
So you can see we're going downhill. It's easy to get a lot of speed. The oncoming traffic, you can see that on the right-hand side. The black and yellow Porsche right there is hauling the mail into turn 1, so you don't want to dally. You want to get out on the track.
This is our blend line on the right side here. Checking mirrors. Look.
I'm going to stop right here in the lower part of the screen. Here is our very first flag station. And as you can see, it's perfectly in straight in front of you. In fact, this black and red and white Porsche is almost exactly in front of this this Porsche. Perfect line of sight, as are most of the flag stations here. You're going to see Andrew come in about 2 feet away from the right side curbing, about 2 feet away, and then he's going to stay about 2 feet away, and he's going to touch a further apex. So this is a tight entry.
Looking over my shoulder, and we're clear.
Here we are about 2 feet,
put my apex on the right
and 2 feet, and 1 foot, and he's on it. And he's on it right there. He's just kissing it. He's just kissing it, getting ready to go to full power, going downhill.
After the apex of turn 1. Going to use all the track on the exit.
All the track on the exit. Now, the next, where my mouse is pointing, this is the next top of turn 4, where your where the flag station is. But the thing that you're going to see here is the top of the timing and scoring tower. This is what you're looking for.
Aim towards the tower.
There it is right there. Your eyes should be right here on the tower, and it's going to take you a wonderful track out and it put you exactly where you need to go. So the very first thing you're doing is looking for the tower. Keep your eyes on the tower and then slowly get back to track right.
See that tower right there? I'm going to give a little left foot tap on the brake pedal, make sure somebody's home.
Okay, what you're seeing now at about the 2 board is the track is going to fall away and it goes downhill. What that means, if you remember, is it takes longer to stop. So you're actually attacking the brake pedal about the 3 marker, laying into it and trail braking all the way around a left-hand 180-degree corner. This is a very unique corner in that it's 180 degrees, it's downhill, and then it goes a little bit uphill where you get some grip on the second half of the turn.
And hard brakes at the 3 board. Maybe a little bit different depending on what kind of car you're in, but if you're in the Corsa Crew Cam,
it almost has a double apex. The first apex on the way in and the second one on the way out. Which is right there. And he's going to drive all over this curbing coming up on the right-hand side.
It's probably a really good marker. Maybe a little sooner to start and work up to it.
There's the bridge I referred to up here that we saw earlier when we started. From here we're going absolutely flat out, up into the eyes are up and to the left. The next flag station will be way down the road.
Second gear in the PDK, up to 3rd.
There's that flag station right there. You can see that little white square. You're going to be track left for the next right-hander. Eyes are up, perfectly in front of you for the exactly where you want to go.
Got my Apex Pro working on the dash here, my lap timer running. Carrying good.
As you can see, we're going to drive over the curb on the right, then on the left, and on the right. But here's what I want to show you. Right down here, this big white, gigantic white fence barrier, this tire barrier, we're aiming for the center of it. Watch how the car's attitude goes to the center of this big white bad boy.
Good entry speed here, that's turn 7.
Do you see it? Right there in the center. That's exactly where we're going. We're driving on the right side previously. Let me back it up a little bit. Going to drive on the right side, then the left side, then back on the right side. Here we go, right side.
Carrying good entry speed here, that's turn 7.
Left side, middle of that barrier right there, right in the middle of the barrier, then we'll drive a little bit on the right side and track out all the way to the left.
Here I'm going to turn my head, this is turn 9.
Notice he says he's turning his head, and you can see his head turned right there. And a lot of wheel input, Guys, this is a compression zone. Take a look at the track map down there. This is a compression zone, which means you can turn the wheel more. Barber is unique for compression. This is one of the corners where you want to turn the wheel. This is very similar to nothing in the NASA Great Lakes region. Nothing. This is compression. This is unique to Barber. There's about 3 places where this compression comes into play. We're going to track out to the left up here. We're going to track out all the way down that track, down the curbing on the left.
Look under the bridge. Look all the way to the left side of the track here.
There's that curbing on the left. You're going to see the curbing on the right, and you're also going to see the next flag station, which is straight ahead, perfectly where your eyes should be. But we're going to get over and we're going to touch this right side curbing. We're going to touch it because we're going to need it.
All the track on the exit. Up to 4.
There's that curbing. There's again that flag station that you want to spot prior to. Now this is a mid to late apex, followed by the next one, which is a mid apex. So on my track map, I would write mid to late on this left-hander, and then mid on the right-hander. Take a look at how late he's driving the car into this first left-hander.
Here, inch perfect. Touch the.
Look at that. His apex is totally close to the end of the curbing. And he's going to turn the wheel. Look at the wheel in the video up above. There's just a little bit of input. He's going to do a middle apex or center apex, geometric apex on this next one.
The white line, touch the white line, back to full throttle.
I would recommend that you don't try to track out far to the left. Nobody does that. Just track out right here on the curbing. It takes a lot of speed to do that, which means the previous two corners we just went through, you really got to haul the mail. As first timers, you'll probably be overslowing, but as you gain more speed, just touch this. I wouldn't go over it. It's pretty nasty over there. What you see down here is the next flag station exactly right in front of you, and we're going to be going track right up here.
Using all the track. Again, about the 3 board or so. Going to breathe on the brake.
There's the track flag station on the right. Here we're at 90 miles an hour in the brake zone. This next area is also a compression area, and it's going to take a while to master. So what I would do if I were you is I'd make some notes on your track map and just get through it the first few sessions to understand what it does. Because the power of this is when the car's in compression and you turn the wheel, and you can see that in the Apex Pro lights that I'll show you up ahead. So he's on the right side of the track. There's the flag station. We're going to do a left, and then we're going to do a compression, then we're going to do a right, and we're going to come up the hill.
Pedal not too hard, releasing as I turn.
He's barely touching that curbing, and he's going to drive all over the next wide curbing. He's going to drive that all over this bad boy. He's almost splitting the car in half. On his next lap, he's actually going to be a little bit farther over to the right. So the center of this line right here, this asphalt line, is about directly under the car. Now, just like the timing and scoring tower was when we looked up ahead, there's another fantastic visual, and it's right up here. By the way, take a look at this flag station here on the left.
Can I give a point?
Okay, do you see this right here, the end of this tree line that's just starting to show up? That's where our eyes want to be. That's where we're steering to. Watch this.
By here.
Right there. Right there is where our eyes want to be. Right there is where our eyes want to be. Right there is where our eyes want to be. Beautiful sight line.
Over the roof to point somebody.
Here's the next flag station. This is another compression zone. It's very fast, and you'll drive on the curbing. If I remember right, this is where he lets somebody pass him in a quicker car. But the second lap, he's going to drive on this curbing, and you're going to drive all over it. I mean, drive over every inch of that. If you're touching it, you're leaving it on the table. You want to drive all over it.
Buddy by on the inside. Give him plenty of space.
I'm going to back up just a little bit.
Side. Give him plenty.
That guy's almost driving on it already on entry as he's getting by us. But right center apex, you want to be driving almost touching the grass. And no kidding. The next part up here, don't go any further than half the track out. The next turn up here past this right one.
Plenty of space. And tuck in behind. Tiptoe on the brake pedal here.
That silver car is right where you want to be. Remember, Andrew was letting him pass, so his car's a little bit to the left, but that silver car is about right where you want to be. It's about 40% over from the right-hand side of the track. However, what he does is he cooks it, and he goes too far track left. Watch what Andrew does. He's going to parallel the right side of the track, the corner station on the right here.
Down to second here in the PDK car. This is turn.
You can see this guy missed the apex, and he's starting to head outward track
15.
left. Now he's having to bring the car back to the right. Andrew's going to parallel this right here. That's our goal, to parallel this right side of the track.
Right on the apex. Get all the way track.
There he is, parallel on the right side of the track, getting ready to put in wheel input.
Right, lift, turn, no brakes in that corner, no brakes. Just a lift off the throttle to set the weight.
Okay, we're looking down, and there is the start-finish stand, right? There we are on the track map, right? There's a lot of kind of overlap. You can see it, a lot of things going on. There's the big tower right here. Here's the museum over here. That tower is located right here. That museum is located right here on the track map. That tower is located right here where my little cursor arrow is, and that museum right there is located right there. Here we go. Next lap.
Hard on the throttle, using all the track on the exit. And that's a lap of Barber. This is going to be a full lap here, turn 1.
I want you to think of this turn 1 like Mid-Ohio turn 1, where you're going to lift, you're going to brake a little and get on the throttle. Why is that? That is because it's a very long turn and it's a high-speed turn. You can see here we're going 104 miles an hour. The purpose of this is how you drive higher speed corners. You go back to throttle early before the apex. The inverse is true for super tight corners where you late apex and go to gas very, very late. Here you go to gas early. So you brake earlier and brake less, carrying a lot of speed through here. Watch how he barely hits the curbing on the upper left side. Please note the flag station right here.
I'm turning my head to the left. Apex is going to be right
Just barely touching it.
there on the left side of the track.
Now, this is very important. There's a flag station right up here. It's hard to see. Actually, I think it's just out of sight. But he's almost paralleling this white line coming in, and he's going to hug it. Remember, this is the one I was talking about, 2 feet all the way around. 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, and then he touches the curbing. Check this out.
Big curve there. I don't really like to use that curve.
He is super close to there's the flag station. Easy to see right in front of you. He's going to be all over this white line on the inside. He's not going to be middle track like most people do. He's going to be on the inside.
This is turn 2.
Car's pushing out a little bit. On his previous lap, he was, because he's on 200 tread wear tires, you can see his wheel input, but he's going to make it up and tuck it in to the curbing about where the gray Porsche or the silver Porsche is right now.
We're looking for the apex of 3 right here.
He's right down, just barely on it, touching it, kissing it. He's also going to track up out here all the way to the left as we go uphill.
That's about where you want to put the car. You don't want to let it get too wide there. Look at.
Okay, at this point, what are we doing? Think about this again. What are we doing? We're looking for the timing and scoring tower. It's just up here a little bit. Ready? So your eyes should be over that, somewhere over here, looking for that tower.
For the tower?
There it is. Comes from the right-hand side. You can see right there. There it is. We're going to just drive right to it and then slowly get back to the right-hand side. Again, slowly get back to the right-hand side.
Third gear, up to 4. Going to be track right here. Hard brakes around the 3 board.
You can see the car in front of us, how it's headed downhill. So this is a downhill. It's almost rounded. So we're going to do a heavy attack of the brake pedal, and we're going to trail brake, which is slowly letting off the brake pedal all the way to the first apex, the first part of the apex, or about the first third of this left-hander.
Again, down to second. Watch my head here. Turn, look past
Braking
the
right about,
left side tire.
braking all the way to about right here, and then we're off the brake completely at the geometric apex. You can see down on the track map we're on this little 180 right here. We're going to head up to the left, use all the track out on the right. Check it out, all the track out on the right.
Tires on the white paint line, using all the track on the exit.
He's using all the track on the exit. By the way, that is a ton of grip in the wet.
Up to 4th gear again. This is turn.
Here we are again up here looking all the way down. Exactly in front of us is the flag station for the museum turn.
Turn 7, the first bridge. Turn 7, we call this the museum complex. Not a super hard brake, a little bit lighter brake release.
So if you remember right, he's going to touch the right. He's going to drive over the left, and he's going to touch the right and turn his head to the right. Let's say that again. He's going to drive over the right just a little bit. He's going to really drive over the left-hand side of the curbing. He's going to drive over the right-hand side of the curbing. He's going to turn his head to the right.
Brake as we turn, and then hard brake down.
Here's that center target, right? The center of that bad boy. You're just driving straight through it. It is a straight line and a straight line braking. You're going to do the majority of the braking here. We're going to rewind a little bit. So half the braking here.
Not a super hard brake, a little bit lighter brake, releasing brake as we turn.
And then the next brake up here a little more.
and then hard brake down the hill. Use a little bit.
Hard brake down the hill. Watch him turn his head as we come a little farther down the hill. We're going to be big right-hand turn. Compression zone, turn the wheel.
Of that curve, not a ton of it. Hard on the throttle, second gear again.
Using the last part of this track out up here. Look all the way down the track. All the way down the track on the left.
Here, use all the track on the exit. Checking mirrors.
Here's our next flag station. We're going to barely touch the right-hand side. Then we're going to do a geometric late apex about where that silver car is up here.
This is the fastest corner on the track. The kink, lift, turn, and stabilize the car with throttle. Throttle, 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 throttle.
Mid apex here on the second one. Going to track out, not using all the track out, not crossing over that curbing on the left.
Throttle, use all track on the left.
See, he's missing, purposely missing these major league rumble strips. It's like driving over railroad ties. Next flag station is up here, right here on the right, straight ahead.
Fourth gear, deep breath. Fun part of the track here. Breathe on the brake, not too hard. Release as.
Okay. Again, this is such a unique corner. All you want to do is get through it with your line. I wouldn't worry about speed. I would just imprint where you want the car to be. So he's going to drive over this curbing a little bit. He's going to be in that little valley, and he's going to turn the wheel. Watch the Apex Pro lights. And he's going to split the cement curbing and drive right over the middle of it. Here we go.
We turn, release as we turn. Down to third gear at the base, a little bit of curve.
Look at that. That's damn near exactly over the center of the car. And remember, up here are the trees that we're looking for. So take a look upper right for the trees. Flag station right here.
Curve on the right.
There it is right there. The end of that tree line is where our eyes are going.
Aiming to the tree line.
Aiming to the tree line right there. Can't miss it right there. This is the next one that's coming up. Take a look at the track map down here. The next one's coming up is the one where you drive over every single inch of the curbing because the left side's loaded up and the right side's just kind of along for the ride. So he's really going to drive over this curbing, even looking like he's getting in the grass and dirt.
Tree line. Lift and turn here. Let's turn 14.
Look at that. That's driving all over that curbing. Remember, this is the lap before is when he let that guy pass. So this is going to be a really nice line into the next right-hander.
No brakes, just a lift. And brakes here for turn 15. Release the brake. All green on the Apex Pro. Green is good.
Here we're going to parallel the right side of the track.
Red means there's more grip to be.
There it is. Look at that. It's all over the right side of the track. His head's starting to turn and looking down and to the left.
Used. Still in second here on the PDK. Up to third on the exit. Good lap. Let's go for one more. Got some traffic behind us here.
And that is your track talk for Andrew Rains doing his track talk. Hope you enjoyed it, Kevin. Hope you enjoyed it. Anybody else who watches it, talk to you soon.